Hello everybody, Turyasaurous here. Hope you're all having a great day. I'm doing very well. It is Friday, and due to certain circumstances this week with me having family in town and just everything like that, not really having the time to record that I usually do, um, I decided to skip Random Game Friday and give you a Lord of the Rings Online episode instead, which is very much a nice thing. I certainly love being in this game. The visual quality is quite a bit lower than the last time that we played. You guys should probably be able to tell that. The grass isn't loading nearly as far away as it was before, and all sorts of stuff like that. But due to me doing all sorts of stuff like that, it seems, at least in my test runs on some other characters, it would seem that we've, for the most part at least, fixed our frame rate issue. I go up here because that's where the frames are for me, though you can't actually see them in the video. But for now, let's go over here and talk to Calder Cobb. Well, as if it isn't the rumor monger. So he doesn't like us. As you can see for yourself, there aren't no brigands causing problems. It's the wolves that threaten us lately, especially around Brown's Folly. Alright, so let's look into this wolf problem then, shall we? Let us shout at this one, and then we shall smack him and instantly destroy him. Oh! Also something cool that's going on, Hobbit presents. These are a new thing, especially since the last thing that I did. These are a daily reward. And then there is gold presents, which I think you can purchase with Mithril coins. And I don't know how you get Mithril coins, but anyways, presents. So let's open up our silver present and see what we get. We have a Reputation Acceleration Tome. This will be great. So what we're going to do is we have this now. So we can just close that, and that should be in our inventory right here. So what we're going to do is we'll save. Yeah, it's bound to account, consumed on use, reputation on it. It does not expire. So what we'll do is we'll save up a whole bunch of quests once we get out of the starter area. Like 6 of them. And then we'll pop this and turn in all 6 of those quests, and we'll get a ton of reputation. These are gift boxes with boosts and stuff like that. We're going to wait until we're near a bank before we open up all this stuff. That way we still have room inside of our inventory for playing around. But see, even with the graphics turned down, this is a rather beautiful MMO. It really is. If you guys end up playing this yourself, I'm going to stick this down in the description below. My character name, how to spell it. I'm pretty sure you guys know how to spell it by now. Though it is a rather complicated name, I kind of feel bad for that a little bit, actually. In hindsight, I could have chosen a better account name for you guys to figure out and stuff, but that's okay. But yeah, I am on the Elendilmir server. This is a free game, so if your computer can handle it, which it should be able to, assuming you have constant internet connection and all that. Now, the reason I'm having all of these issues with frame rate and stuff is not that this MMO is any more intensive on a computer than any other MMO, but not only was I doing really high graphics, I'm also recording at the same time. A lot of you guys might not know this, but recording and playing the game on the computer at the same time, super hard on your computer. Very, very resource consuming. And that's why my computer is so high quality, and I still say that it's only okay. Because for a recording computer, it's really not the best. It's pretty standard entry-level recording equipment because of how much resources it takes. But, you know, I'm not complaining. I'm really happy with my computer actually. Um, but yeah, so if you are having issues like I was, especially with recording, there's a lot of stuff that you can do to drop down the graphical settings on it, and of course then it becomes a less beautiful game. But then you're able to here's the Wolf Master. Calder Cobb has set us up to be destroyed, unfortunately. So we're going to shout at him, pop a devastating blow, and heal ourselves with Rallying Cry. Why not? So, alright. First off, let me just finish what I was saying before. There is enough advanced graphical settings here. I can just show you guys real quick. If you look at the advanced settings, you've got triple buffering, you've got 3D portraits, mesh combining. All of these checkboxes are various things that you can change to make it easier for your computer to run. And if you don't want to mess with this and get your perfect custom one like I am, because I want the game to look as pretty as possible and keep the frame rate, you can also just, do low, very low, high, ultra high. I was on ultra high before, and then I went to custom so that I could get a solid frame rate like we've got now. Oh, I'm going to hurt my legs. Nope. Oh, nice. Nice. Hitting these things actually saved me. In this game, you don't immediately take fall damage necessarily. Depending on how far you fall, you'll get an injury that slows you down and makes you really weak for a while, and kind of discourages people from jumping off of ledges. And then if you fall too far, that's when you'll die or get very close to death and actually get that fall damage like most games do. It's a very interesting system, and I almost feel like it's better than just taking damage. Because when I played World of Warcraft, I would just jump off of things all the time because there was no penalty for it. You just jumped off, you took a little bit of damage, and then you were good. This game, I always go around mountains because it's almost faster. If you jump off of them, then you end up getting this 1 minute of 65% slower, and it's just not worth it. It's very, very strange. But yeah, so we are getting a little bit of frame skip in here. It almost seems like the intro area is harder on your PC than the actual game area, which is very possible. And I just had this big old ring of light happen around here, which is making me think that we have a ton of stuff loading. My frames just dropped down really low. That's why I stopped there for a second. But danger has found us, and Calder Cobb is evil. So let's go ahead and finish that. And I just got a normal level. You guys might have seen it back there. It was a just beam of light as opposed to the big tree. So let's question Otto. And here's Jailer, Ned Pruner. Ned Pruner being an awesome guy. I was thinking of something earlier. And I said first things first over here, and now I forgot about it. This is why I can't do first things first, because I will forget. He's a friend of Calder Cobb's, which means you're evil. Hey, Jailer Ned, will you believe me that he's evil? Ah, he does believe me that it's evil. So then why don't we say, hey, Brackenbrook, Ned Pruner thinks that it's good. Okay. You gonna give me some ragged shoes? I'll take that. Motor threat. Alright, so we need backup evidence. I suppose that's fair. Now these are some side quests right here. We don't have to do them, but we're going to be in the area anyways, so we're going to do them. Because I like to get the extra rings and stuff. Just helps out a little bit here and there. And while we're at it, we might as well loot all these, eh? Empty out that. One thing that I really like about this game is this multi-hub setup over here. I think while I was over here, I was planning to talk about my server and stuff. This server, Elendilmir. I will put the name of that down in the description. You guys have my name, Turyasaurous. I'll put some character information, such as character name, race, man, and maybe class, captain. I think just character name and server name. Should be plenty. Now we have Blackwold Spies here. Huzzah! Will devastatingly smack you, and then strike you defensively and heal myself. That's right. I now remember what I was talking about. I was talking about why I keep popping healing myself. This is something that we're not experiencing yet because we're in the beginning area. But once you reach certain levels, you get these things called deeds. Deeds are unlocked based off of like your class, race and social, epic deeds, reputation-based deeds. Epic deeds are higher level kind of stuff. Basically like kill 50 of these and you finish the deed. Or use this skill so many times and you finish the deed. Now, the skill ones are really important because that's how you get these things known as traits. And these are your different traits. Like there's racial traits, and they unlock at certain levels. There's class traits, they unlock at various levels. And then there's, of course, the legendary ones, which are all your higher level ones. And the virtue ones, which are a bit lower level. Virtue ones are like basic stat buffs, would be a good way to put it. Race ones are extra skills and really fun stuff like that, kind of more lore based, a little more single player, I would have to say, in my personal opinion. But class traits, the ones that you get by using these skills, basically change the skills into something else or something better and make them just so much better to use. So, like for me, Rallying Cry is going to be great because it's healing and I'm going to be playing by myself for the most part. Maybe a little bit of raiding here and there. I've never actually done the raiding scene in Lord of the Rings, so I have no idea what it's like. But healing myself is important. So when I get this skill, even if I don't need to heal myself, I'm going to pop this so that we get that tick for our deed, especially since you can only do so many ticks per day. They make sure that you can't just farm it out and get it in one day. It has to be in set periods of time. So like some you can maximum earliest that you can do it is 10 days. 10 server days. Yeah, and these are all based off of actual time. Now I use this server because it is in fact 1:20 a.m. for me right now. This is set to my time, which is kind of cool. Although you look up and it's not exactly 1:20 a.m. It's kind of bright, but that's beside the point. I think they do quarter days or 6 days to a real day. That way, if you log on at the same time every day, you can still experience day and day and night and all that stuff. Yada yada yada. But yeah, I always click these even if I don't need them. That way I can unlock the deeds quicker. That's what I was trying to say this whole time. Went on a whole tangent about deeds and stuff. But I do this because I kind of want to explain the game a little bit to you guys. Because I know for a fact at least some of you hadn't heard about the game yet when I did my kind of random Game Friday review the first time on it. Which means, at least as far as I know, not all of you started playing this as soon as I showed it on the channel. So if any of you do at some point decide to play it, I'd like you to be somewhat more informed about it than I was when I first started playing. Because it's definitely more enjoyable when you understand how the game progresses in order to try and do everything. Now I'm really liking this not needing to loot everything in bag, which is why I always do the auto loot thing now. There was a time period back when I first started playing this and none of this stuff was really here, that auto loot was not my favorite because when you get to a certain level point, namely about level 20 for me or so, I was right in an area where the mobs would drop these collectible items, and I'd get so many different ones from all the different mobs because some were like level 19, so they dropped a lower tier one, then some were level 20, so they dropped a higher tier one, and I just didn't have the bag space for it because as you can see, I've only got so many bags. It's not like World of Warcraft where you unlock bigger bags by looting them. You actually just kind of buy the bags, and that's the whole store thing. Because this is a free-to-play game, it is built off of the Lord of the Rings online store. Now luckily, if you really, really, really just want to play for free, deeds give you points for the store. And so like right now I have 430 points. Most of those points I did not purchase because I've used all of my points many, many times over. And so you don't actually have to do all of the stuff like that. All the purchasing points in order to get all of the cool stuff. Now, I will admit, farming out these deeds is not the easiest thing. It is for the dedicated, and you will have to make multiple characters in order to buy everything on the store free of charge. And by multiple, I mean like 100. And you're going to have to level them up to like level 40 and just farm deeds out if you want to buy like everything. Because some of these things are pretty expensive. Here I can show you right now, such as maybe account, quests and content, expansions. Here we go. So these ones, these are like 2,500 points for the Mines of Moria expansion, or the latest expansion, Riders of Rohan. You know, that's over 400 quests, level 75 to 85. So this is like the big expansion. We're talking 4,300 points, and you're getting an average of like 10 to 15 points per deed. And these deeds can take a while to do. So if you're just kind of enjoying the game and playing it just to play it, eventually you're going to rack up a lot of deed points. And they are, they're either account bound or server bound. I can't remember. I want to say that these are all account bound. So you can play across multiple servers, and say you have like your PvP server, and then you have your guild server, and then you have your solo play server, whatever it is, you will eventually rack up a whole ton of these points, and that's when you can buy them for free and stuff like that. If you really want to play the game to just play it, I love this game. The water looks better than this, by the way. The water is actually quite pretty. If you turn up the graphics a little bit, it looks like this because one of the options that I disabled increases performance so much. It's post-processing effects. Those are disabled right now. So a lot of really, really cool graphic stuff we're just not getting, because if we got it, it would, you know, really drop our frame rate down. And that was something like one option that I could click, and it just helped immensely. Unfortunately, it gives us nasty looking water. Someday this will be fixed, because my computer is not nearly as beefed out as it's going to be for the future. Just so you guys know. Eventually I'm going to have like hardcore PC, and it's going to be like, I can do everything, or do all the things. That's what I was thinking of. That meme, you guys know. You know what I find kind of funny? Ever since I started doing the whole channel thing, I try and be a bit more proper. Oh, we hit level 5 and it was just a beam. I don't think I have the tree anymore, which is really sad because the white tree that pops up when you level up and stuff is just amazingly gorgeous. It's so cool. But if that's what it takes to get relatively solid frames, then that's what I'll put up with. But yeah, so let's check out what we got. We got mangy skins. Ah, here we go. A trophy gathered from a corpse. You'll find that that's something that you get a lot. And then you look at the red, this item may be turned in for tasks. Tasks are a great part of the game. So basically, you go through, you kill stuff, they drop gray items. Every game has this. Most games make gray items just what you farm for money. And that is in fact true for these too. I have 1 silver, 20 copper right here just from these 6 furs. That's not each, that's for the whole stack, just so you guys know. But what you can also do with those is you can save them, and you can turn them in as collectibles at these notice boards in the middle of big cities for the most part. And that gives you reputation and experience as opposed to money. And so it's a great thing for you to do, particularly to get reputation up. It's basically dailies. So yeah, that's better. So we'll get our new sword. It's a little shinier. I like that. Those aren't better. That's not better. Those are better. And a cape. And I think that's all we got. So let's head down here. Right now we're heading to Combe to plead for aid against the Blackwold threat. Combe is the nearest settlement to Archet that has basically like a separate army. They have constables in Combe and stuff like that. They're a bit bigger, much closer to Bree. Now Bree is really where we should have gone to play or to plea for aid. But as you can see right here, they've kind of blocked us off from Combe. Now what I don't understand is if you look through the fence right here, that's Combe. It is a hop, skip, and a jump away from Archet back over here. Basically should be the same town. And you'd think that Combe would see that we were gated off and being guarded by the Blackwolds right here. But they don't. And so we are left to defend ourselves, basically. It's quite odd. I think that with MMOs, you eventually run into issues where the story can only fit so much, because if they made the world as big as it should be for Tolkien, it'd take too long to go anywhere. Basically, you have to condense the world when it comes to MMOs. Now, I'm not going to say that it doesn't take forever to get to places, but if we made like Bree as big as it's supposed to be, in comparison to like everything else, it just wouldn't fit. There'd be no way that you'd ever really leave your zone. Because you'd be like, okay, well, I've spent all day getting to the next zone to level up. Now I have to leave. Because I'm out of time and I need sleep. And you'll get nothing done in a day, because all you have to do is travel to this one area to turn in a quest and start the next zone. And people would get tired of it. So they kind of condense them down so that it's all within a reasonable distance. Oh, I shouted at the wrong thing. That's fine. Let's do this. Pop that. Pop this. Smack you with that. Some defensive strike. Maybe a sure strike to finish. And you down, sucker. This is a deep wound. I think that it is the wolves that give us that. But, you know, not really a big deal. It's the starting of the game and all that. So we don't have to worry about it too much, these debuffs and all that stuff stacking up on us. The very beginning is kind of a given, such as the Wary. The Wary is a title, so we can look at our title. I have Guard of the Eisen because I bought that expansion. I actually wish that I would have bought the expansion that just came out, but that's okay. So I think actually we will do our heritage one, and we are Turyasaurous of Dale. Now you guys don't have to worry about the title too much if you ever try and search me out to add me to the friends list and all that kind of stuff, because there are friends and a lot of social aspects to this, of course. Oh yes, and multiple action bars. So you don't have to worry about that too much. It does have the full action bar. It is a true full-on MMO style like that. It's a little old school. But what I really like about it is that the way that it handles skills is simplified, but not in the way that Blizzard has simplified them. I'm actually rather upset with the whole Diablo 3 skill trees and stuff like that, and the new World of Warcraft skills where you just like select what you want. It's not what I grew up with, and it's not okay to me. I feel like that game should never have changed its skill trees. That was a core aspect to it. But at the same time, I also understand why they're doing it. I don't know if you guys realize this, but eventually, as far as I can tell, the idea is to combine the market for PC games and console games. Meaning that if you're a console gamer, you'll still have access to games like this, where you'll, just kind of use the controller, and there will be MMOs where a PC gamer can sit here and play and have a screen like this, and an Xbox gamer can sit on their Xbox, and you'll be on the same server, on the same world. You'll be able to party up with all of your friends if you're a PC gamer and your friends are console gamers, and you'll be able to play together. So they have to simplify the game in order to make that a possibility. Because, a Xbox controller doesn't have 8 or 10 triggers that you can pull for these different things. I believe Elder Scrolls Online is one of those games that's actually somewhat believable as a game that could be played on both. Now, I could be completely wrong about this, but last I heard, this was kind of the plan, and that's one of the reasons why I believe the PlayStation 4 is actually kind of a glorified PC. It's not quite the same coding, but if I heard right from whatever article I read this in, the PlayStation 4, it's coded a lot closer to like PC gaming than the PlayStation 3 was. And, that basically once they can get it so that the servers can match up and read a PlayStation 4 thing and a computer thing at the same time, then I see no reason why you couldn't combine the games together. I don't know if it'll ever actually happen for MMOs, just because MMOs are so different, I guess, from a normal game. We're talking about huge amount of people. They're not the easiest on your hardware. I'll give them that, and just like crazy amounts of stuff that you need to be able to do social and these and opening up and reading all this stuff. And I know that you can do that through like start menus. Skyrim is a great example. Skyrim plays great on Xbox and on PC, and it's basically all the same. The menus and stuff don't change. The way that they work just happens to work for both. Although I would have to say I think that it was designed more for console than PC. But still, it's not in a way where you're like, hey, why are you bringing console stuff into PC? This is so hard to use. It's still very easy to use on a PC. And so I don't want to like jump the gun and be like, yeah, this is going to happen. But I get the feeling that Elder Scrolls Online could possibly be a game that is secretly trying to be both console and PC. I have no idea if that's something that they've really worked out the kinks with yet, but just like from what I hear about it, they have the standard Elder Scrolls combat style. I've heard that I think you've only got like 4 or 5 skills that you can have equipped at one time. So that's right trigger, right bumper, left bumper kind of stuff. Or on the PlayStation controllers, there's even more that you can do. And so it seems like something where it could work. Now, unfortunately, I actually haven't been keeping up on Elder Scrolls Online like I've been wanting to, just because of time. I'm trying to find a new job. I'm doing all the channel stuff. This week in particular has been pretty busy because we've been going to town for doctor's appointments, and then I had family in town and all that stuff. So I haven't been keeping up with it as faithfully as I'd like to. But it just seems like one of those games that's really close to combining. the two, and I'm actually kind of excited about that. Like, I don't know if I should be, because it feels like one of those things that if it did happen, it could just belly flop hard and fail so bad and be just like an awful game in general, because they had to make too many sacrifices to do this, that, and the other thing. Or it could be like the coolest thing ever. And so I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. But that's my tangent there. Huh. This is new. This bedroll quest didn't used to be here. Travel now. Huh. This is something I've never seen before, guys. So we're gonna see this for the first time together. I don't understand what's happening. We're in Lothlorien. Is that Galadriel? Galadriel? Yeah. That is. Oh man, I wish I had the audio enabled. She might actually be talking. The Lady of the Golden Wood. Okay, I know that's true. Whoa. I wonder if this is a prelude to the new expansion, so that you see what lies ahead, even though you're a new character. Oh, this is so crazy. Oh, sorry guys, I'm geeking out super hard right now. I am intent on watching this. What's going on? Is it going to be a movie? Because that would be great. Come on, load, load, load. Oh my gosh. Castle of Carndun, Angmar. Yeah, this is the Castle of Angmar. I have seen lighted windows in the evil city of Carndun. The dread lord of Angmar stirs. So the Witch King, leader of the Nazgul. Is that him? Why is he in red? I fear they will again. Who's that in the background? Did you see that? There was a normal person in the background. That's gotta be hinting at something. I wonder if it's Amdir. Because he got stabbed by the Morgul blade, which means he's slipping into the shadows, right? The Bridge of Khazad-dûm in Moria. It's the Fellowship. She doesn't understand. What do you not understand? Has Gandalf already fallen? I didn't see him sitting there. Yeah, this is when he falls. That's the Balrog. Which is in the game, by the way. We get to go fight that at some point. I'll have to buy Moria, I think, though. I don't know if I have it. It's a pretty sweet looking Balrog. You shall not pass. Fly, you fools. Some of this may come to pass, or none of it. That is the nature of the mirror. Yeah. Shows things that were, things that are, and things that can be. Oh my gosh, guys, this is so cool. This is a new thing. Like I said earlier, I don't know when they added that. I took too long of a break from this game. I've missed it so much. I'm so glad to be playing this again. I may very well just make this a scheduled thing, because I love to play it too much. Where are we now? Did it say Rohan? Yeah. We're now entering Edoras. Oh, I didn't get to read that. All of Middle Earth is something. Is under attack or stirring. Oh, there's Wormtongue and Theoden. Grima. I think that was his name. Grima Wormtongue. That wasn't his real name, though. If we are to oppose him. Ah, poor Theoden. You will rise again, honorable king. All free folk must stand together. Now we're back in Lothlorien? Okay. Yeah, tell me. So that you will buy this expansion, right? I'm sitting there with my mouth open, just like, oh. Not once or twice, but often. So these are all things that I get to go do. I get to go up north and fight Angmar. I get to go to Rohan and help out Theoden. Oh! Guys, this is so cool. Your private encounter will shut down in 0 minutes. Okay. Oh, I like that. It fades in, too. Sounds the most curious dream. Never have dreams like that, friend. I would not wish to have such. Finish. That's it. Like, nothing special except for that crazy, just amazing cutscene thing. I gotta wonder if the graphics wouldn't be better if I had all my graphics set up, too. I might have to rewatch those. Oh. Dang it. I always do this. I always go to the Old East Path instead of talking to Atli about it. Khan found this. Wow. But that was crazy, guys. Oh my god. When I'm done with this, I'm probably going to have to do research to see when they added that and like what it is talking about. Ugh. Ugh. It's too much for my brain to handle. I love it so much. Yeah, that's one thing that I really like about this game is just the depth of material that they have to work with for making storylines and stuff. Like, even just the main quest is such a crazy up and down Lord of the Rings craziness story. Just like, uh-oh. I just got rid of Sure Strike. It's all good. Just do that. It's back. I will surely strike you, and then I shall take the defense. And then I shall taunt you with my battle cry. Hooah! And then I shall deliver the devastating blow. It doesn't all matter at all. And actually, because we're in the beginning, none of these guys are hostile. Which is kind of nice. I like that there aren't any hostile mobs in the intro. Now, these ambushers actually used to be hostile. And they just like attack people. But they realized that a lot of people don't necessarily want to take that long inside of these beginning parts and do that. So they, made them non-hostile so you could just run through here if you wanted to and did all that, which was actually kind of nice. Although, there was one crazy guy who I saw in the intro, like here, you should basically leave that at about level 6, from what I can remember. I'm always just about like level 6 on the cusp of level 7, I think, or like maybe midway through when I leave the intro. And I tend to do like everything, so I'm about as high as you can get without farming people. But there was one guy who was in the intro, so like in this part, no guilds, no social, couldn't leave this area, can't get to comb, no skills, no crafting, none of that. He was level 18. 18. 15. Now, I think this guy was using a bot. And that's why he was in the intro area. Because it's such a low XP area that, like, no one cares. Yeah, we'll do gray. I like gray. Alright, so now we're going to enter into an instance. There we are. So this is the assault on Archet. Look out, they see us. Oh, these guys is down. They getting archered down. Alright, they've spotted us. We move now. There's not much time to lose. The town is burning. Let's get in there and kick some butt, basically. Hey, you. Let's go. I'll surely strike you. And then I'll take you out. And defensively strike you. And do this. Smack you. Oh, there's Odo. He was the guy inside a, like, this stage. The slaughter, you have to help him defend the badger. Oh, that's not good. So I think he's dead. Yeah, he died. There's his wife. Now a widow. So that's kind of sucky. But let's get going, John. So if you guys couldn't tell, Captain Brackenbrook, John Brackenbook, Brackenbook, apparently it's Brackenbrook, thank you. Father and son. So basically, like, this outlawed guy was son to the leader of this little town. Kind of crazy. We've fought well. Marketplace is safe for now. Secure the crafting area. So basically, the whole town is just getting screwed up right now. They're burning everything. It's not great, but here's Atli kicking some butt with his big old shield and that big old axe of his. That's like a two-handed axe. He's all just like, I'm a one-handed because I'm a dwarf. I'm cool like that. And I would have to agree. They are cool like that. So now these guys are going to pop out here, and I'm going to go, Fusroda! It's kind of funny. It is a little bit like a Fusroda, ain't it? But yeah, we'll just smack up these guys. This bit, I'm not really too concerned about, you know, getting all RP and talking about what's going on. It's mostly just, oh, you did a good job. Let's go here. Oh, that was great. Let's go here. Let's do this and that and the other thing. So here's Captain Brackenbrook. Strider's gone. But we've got our little hobbitses, and Amdir is still here because he's stupid. He should have ran away. And now the fire is closed in around us. This is one area that I guess has changed a lot. They used to have a special character get introduced here who is like pretty vital to the storyline, but he's not here anymore. Later on into the storyline, if I'm right though, he pops up and you kill him at the part where you would have killed him before. The only problem is he has no context anymore. So to you, he's not that big of a deal. Now these are Kargul. They're basically one step below the Nazgul. These are people who are stabbed by Morgul blades and fall into the darkness, from what I can tell. So they're not nearly as strong as a Nazgul is, but they're still evil. They're in the Wraith realm. But I think that the Kargul are ultimately defeatable, as in you can kill them and they will stay dead. The Nazgul, I'm pretty sure that they won't die until Sauron is ultimately defeated at the destruction of the ring, or something like that. I've only read like the 5 main books for Middle-earth, so I don't know everything about it, but I will. No, I'm kidding. I won't know everything, but I would like to know a ton. In fact, I have an app for my phone which is called Arda Encyclopedia or something like that, which is basically
with the Black Wolves' attack foiled, the people of Archet have begun to rebuild. Yet not all hurts are so easily mended. The fate of the Ranger Amdir remains uncertain and may have dire consequences for Breland. But hope remains that he may yet be saved.
Yeah, so one of the problems with those cutscenes is it won't load while you're in them. But anyways, as I was saying, I have this sweet app called Arda. And Arda is actually like the name of the Earth, of Middle Earth. And so that's why it's called that. But you might have seen in that cutscene that when we're in our little fire circle, which is where we're kind of sitting now, only we're in the real world now, with guilds and social chat and all this other craziness, and thus the layering is kind of gone. You saw that one dude like holding the weird scimitar looking thing. That's the guy. So they didn't change the cutscene. They didn't change like him being in the game. He's still there. He's just not in that original intro now. So it's kind of odd. But at the same time, I kind of like it. So now we're switching from current quest intro to available quest prologue. That is because we are now out of the intro. That's why we have reputation with Bree being a thing, the milestone skill, so teleport home, Hearthstone if you're a World of Warcraft player, and novice. This is a characteristic. These are kind of cool things. As you progress through the game and through the main storyline, you get a rank with like everyone. And I believe this unlocks more quests. So until you have novice, you can't unlock other quests through the town, regardless of your level, basically, which is something kind of neat. It basically means that you can't just be like, hey, I'm going to do this and I'm going to grind here for 18 days and screw you guys, I will do the final quests without doing the main quest line. I'm pretty sure you have to do the main quest line a little bit, which is kind of nice. Since this is a story-driven game, sort of. Not really, not like Star Wars Online was. That was apparently just a big fail. Big fail. But in a good way. The story is very cool, and so they want people to want to follow it. But yeah, here we go. We'll just pick up all the quests, check out our pending alerts. We have new mail. So cool. And we have a title, The Wary, which is always nice. The Wary basically means you reached level 5 and you didn't die. Now the one that you really want... sorry guys, I have to itch my ear. After like an hour or two, these headphones just get a little uncomfortable. My ear gets really warm, basically, is what happens, and so it gets kind of itchy. But, what was I saying? Oh, right, titles. If you're gonna, like, reach a certain level without dying, you want to reach level 20 without dying. Because then you get Indomitable, which is, it's just a really cool word. I don't know, I like that word a lot. And so I always try not to die before level 20. Now I'm going to try and do that here, but I can't guarantee you everything. Because there are like elite mobs that will randomly spawn and do stuff. And sometimes you get caught and end up getting screwed a little bit like that. So yeah, here we go. So now we have Return Home. I'm going to just bind that up there because I don't really need that. Tactic on Guard. These are something that you click, and boom, 30-minute duration. So I don't need to worry about that too much. This is a bleeding attack. I like to keep that here. Sure Strike is definitely good to have. War Cry is a cry, so I'll stick that up here. Devastating Strike goes there, because that is something that needs a charge in order to be used. And that's kind of how I set up my skill bars. Now, I prefer to click, as opposed to using the keys for one, because I'm a scrub lord. And I just click. I find it easier, which is why I will never be the best at an MMO ever, because I prefer to not use my keys. I like being kind of like agile, like, ooh, you can't get me, even though it makes no difference in these games. I just like it. But also, when I click, it kind of lets you guys see just what I am doing. And so you can kind of see what's working for me. And hey, you know, maybe you'll be able to improve it. and be like, hey, you should do that. And I'll be like, yeah, I should totally do that. And then I'll forget because it's my habit to do whatever I was doing before. Um, but it lets you guys kind of see like how much health I'll be losing and if it works. And if it works, then, you guys can just kind of use the same pattern. But it doesn't really affect anything. Mostly I click because that's just what I've always done. But yeah, and then you can see that the cooldowns on these things are long enough that I usually have to alternate between the two, which is also something that's kind of nice. So I think for now we're going to head down here, shout at some of these guys, and we've probably been playing for quite a while now. So I'm thinking that what we're going to do is we will, we'll pop this, and we'll check out what deeds we have. We have Renewed Voice, so you use Battle Shout. Which one is Battle Shout? Battle Shout is, I think it's either one of those. Cry of Triumph, often begin wage of war, Battle Shout. Oh, this! Use this. If we use it 650 times, then we get this class thing, which is minus 5-second cooldown. So that's always nice. And then there's Alert Guard, which is use Defensive Strike. We get 5 turbine points for that, so 5 points just for using our skills. And we get Alert Guard. Your Defensive Strike now also provides an increase to our parry. Parry? Parry. Yes. So that's great. It's basically double defense. So that's also something that's really nice to have, especially if you're a solo player like I am. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to head over here. We're going to bury Dirk Mudbrick because he deserves a proper burial. He died fighting against the brigands. We are going to check out this deed bestowed. We are going to loot all of our stuff. And we're going to call it a day. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I have had so much fun with it, especially that cutscene that I didn't know about. Mwah! Oh, I had just the best time. If you guys did enjoy it, likes down below, always great. Even better than that, comments. You can ask questions. You can give recommendations of what I should do in the game if you do play. You can put basically anything down there you like. I ask that we keep cursing down and basically just be nice to people. But aside from that, it's pretty much free reign. I like to hear from you guys. So I guess we will see you all next time.